When you lose, you feel the world at your feet. You feel the weight of 1,000 tears dripping from your shoulders. You hear the wails of a mother calling out a name that she worries will be forgotten. You smell the thickness of the wind that didn't used to be there. And you see a man you once pictured only in a supersuit, standing in front of you, the shattered pieces of memories you both cherished in his hands. His name is Michael, and his name was Zach. Michael was someone I leaned on, someone whose arms made everything better. It was like there was a rope that tied us together. When I pulled, he came running. As a godfather, he means the world to me. He is more than a family member, more than someone related by blood. He is a hero. When I was younger, I would hear stories about our smiles, how they were dressed alike, how they curled up like a ribbon whenever we heard the sound of the saxophone play, and how the slope of our noses and chocolateness of our eyes mimicked one another. I would hear stories about when he was younger and you could see the wonder in his eyes, filled with opportunity and dreams. Back when it was a time when his hair drooped in front of his eyes and his shoes were too big, and the cigars he smoked were made only with sugar. Long before I was here, long before people looked at the ground when they talked to us, in fear they would force us to think of him. When wagons carried all of our weight, and Superman was not a bird nor a plane, but who Michael aspired to be, and who he would always be for me. Lost was merely an unidentifiable melody then, something everyone wore around their neck but never envisioned. It was easy then to forget about the world around you, to forget about pain and heartache. It was easy to love only who you wanted. It was easy to hide tears that had stained your pillow, and it was easy to block out the noise you couldn't bear anymore. Music followed him wherever he went. It came from his mind and flowed into the world, just like his laugh had years before. And the years started rolling like a stone, faster and faster. And one day, the world had really opened. His eyes grew brighter, and he had truly loved when Zach was born. Never had he seen anything so pure. Zachary. His laugh echoed across nations. His smile made wildflowers bloom. And there was no need for music anymore. All he needed was Zach. Suddenly the heat from the sun's rays felt warmer, and the colors of art he had walked by 1,000 times grew vibrant, and he had finally lived with unconditional love that he could never forget. We would walk across the ocean at night, with ice cream smeared across our faces, listening to Michael humming a song that sounded like a hymn, something that came right from a church. It was pleasant and it was warm. It was one of those songs that lifted you up and let you fly. I don't know if it was the same one every time, but it sure gave you the same feeling. That feeling that you were protected and that you were loved. The three of us had built our own sanctuary. We'd sit staring out at the glassy sea and feel the sand beneath our feet, stepping in the footprints of Michael and feeling nothing but protection. We loved each other more than anything. We felt a love that can't be described. But sometimes when I look out at the footprints that have been laid out for someone else, I can still feel it. Sometimes I still feel that pure unconditional love. And I even see Zach in the reflection of that glassy water. And when I do, I can't help but feel a little of that pain that has tried so hard to replace it. When Zach died, a part of us did too. That rope that had once been so tight had grown loose. And now it's frayed at the bottom. Still there, but different. And we forgot the warmth of the sun and the coolness of the ocean waves. Those colors began to fade, and suddenly I was left alone. When Zach died, there was no more Michael. The corners of his mouth didn't curl like a ribbon anymore. Instead, they were weighted down by the guilt he felt for feeling anything but sorrow, and the constant reminder of the wails of his wife, as Zach laid still underneath his Patriot blanket. Without Zach, the air feels undeniably different. Clouds seem to constantly cover the sun, and questions no longer have answers. Loss didn't mean just losing the best friend I've ever had, a cousin who I would have died for. It meant watching a man who had done nothing but smiled and loved and protected us reach as high as he could for memories he was worried he'd forget. Yes, loss is inevitable. It calls everyone's names and taunts all of us. Until one day we feel it, pure, unadulterated loss. It brings sorrow, and it tears at people. Michael has lived 7 years without his son, 7 years of refusing photographs because it's too hard not to see his son next to him, 7 years of trying as hard as he can not to see him when he sees me. Michael is the strongest person I know. Lately, the weight at either corner of his mouth has grown less and less, and that smirk has ignited once again. He has triumphed over pain and darkness, yet still wakes up every morning without the sound of his son's breathing next to him. Michael is my hero. He still is my hero, and I am still his.